Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Gears Racing. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseboat, calling all the action all season long up high in the meetandyourmom.com blimp cam over Daytona International Speedway. Again, we're using the old school version, not the newly repaved Daytona, but the ones like they used back in the day. Gen 4 Gears Cup Series action. We're going to talk about it in 4 minutes at 7:55 Eastern. Hope you're here. Share with a friend, give a follow, and give a middle finger. Let's go. And before we get this show started, I want to give a big shout out to Amon Green's crew. I got a bunch of them. Give me a follow here. Got me up at over 700. Rectum Gaming, thank you. Creator 71, Eor 53235, Rick _Kelk, Atomic Bomb 1980, Aikido, Shanaru, Toaster Chip, Brenda, the Gaming Duo, SGG Cold Killer, Zoltar TV, and Soapy Castle. Thank you for the follow. Let's turn down the music here. We're going to start the show a little earlier than I'd like to, but we're going to do it anyways. Bring you in the booth again. Hello. Welcome, Amon. Thank you for checking us out here. All right, Gears family, fire up the dial internet, dust off the 2003 nostalgia, and somebody go find the EA Sports. It's in the game, guy, because we are so back. Welcome to Season 5 of the Gears Cup Series, and somehow, some way, you all trusted me with the microphone again. I'm Horseboat, and I am honored and dangerously excited to be on the call for our 5th season, which is impressive, because most leagues don't even survive 5 weeks without somebody starting a conspiracy theory about aerodynamics and lag. This year, we're running Gen 4 Cup cars, which means the vibes are elite, and the handling is, well, how do I say this politely? A great handshake agreement with physics. These things don't turn, they negotiate. They don't break, they pray. And if you're in dirty air, congratulations, your steering wheel is now a decorative suggestion. Now, we've got 25 races on the schedule this season, and yes, some are double points, because nothing says healthy mental state like making one bad night count as 2 bad nights. You just don't lose positions, you lose inheritance, you lose sleep, you use the ability to hear the word points without seeing a therapist. But first, we're kicking it off the right way with the Gatorade Duels at Daytona, the only event where calm down is considered hate speech. And let's talk about the pressure. 43 spots for nearly 50 drivers. That's right, somebody is going home early, and next week's Daytona 250 is going to happen without them. And that's brutal, because Daytona has a special way of reminding you that talent matters, preparation matters, and then goes LOL and shuffles the deck anyway. This is the land of big packs, big moves, and even bigger lies like, I'm just going to ride. I'm not going to block. We're working together. Yeah, sure, and I'm going to bed early after this broadcast. So to everyone trying to lock in their spot tonight, be smart, be smooth, and remember your car isn't fragile, your ego is. Because when the duels get spicy, it's not who's the fastest, it's who survives the group project at 190 miles an hour. And next week for the Daytona 250, we're not just bringing speed, we're bringing star power. We've got ARCA driver Brayton Laster on the call, and yes, it's real. Former Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher Ahman Green. Don't ask me how we got him. We just did. Like a magician, a broadcaster, a menace. Same fucking thing. So buckle up. Season 5 is here. Gen 4 is loud. The draft is hungry. The points are doubled when they shouldn't be. And Daytona is ready to humble somebody for absolutely no reason. Let's go racing. Again, if you are running across Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube, happy to have you. Thank you for following the channel. Again, got some new features here tonight, new layout of the booth. Hope you guys like that. Look at this. Yeah, we got a lot of chatters here everywhere. It's hard to keep up with at the moment. Mongrete says, what's up, chat? How y'all doing? We're doing great. 89 car is ready. Mayor over on YouTube says, woo-hoo. Happy you all are back. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Factor Mike with the fire. And then we got Mickey Anderson. Let's go, number 19 over on TikTok. Again, thank you for the follow, Mickey. Again, share this live with everybody you know, your grandson, your cousins, people you don't know randomly. Shit, they might like racing. You never know. Let's take a look out now. Out on the meandyourmom.com blimp cam. Getting ready across the top of your screen is their fastest lap. So you're going to see who's fast and who's not. Again, use promo code DVDA for 50% off your first purchase. Oh, and I forgot. Bring you back in for a second. Another Monday night, another beer. Coors Light in the house. Tip of the cap. Again, I usually don't drink much. But for race night, you got to have a couple to make it interesting. But yeah, cheers to y'all. Hopefully you guys are having beverages and having a great evening as we get set. But back out to the blimp cam. Like I said before, Daytona, it's a beautiful track. You'll notice with these Gen 4 cars, they're going to be bumpy inside turn 1 and 2, out on the backstretch, nice and smooth, but bumpy again inside 3 and 4. That's how it was back in the day. You're going to notice a lot of movement that you wouldn't typically see in super speedway racing. You're going to find it here tonight. Again, we are just 60 seconds away, less than 60 seconds away, as you see on our counter, away from qualifying. We'll follow a couple drivers around. We'll have people in the booth here eventually here tonight. But again, we are so happy to have you. If you are hanging, lurking, twerking, whatever you do, appreciate you sharing your time, because your time is the most valuable thing you can give. And shit, money helps too. But here we go, getting ready for some qualifying. It is time for it to go down. Let's check it out on pit lane, see where everybody is, see if everybody's hanging out, keeping it cool. Looks like they are. Again, tonight you're going to see Chevrolet Monte Carlos and Ford Tauruses aplenty. Somebody might have snuck a Pontiac in there, but that's not technically in the game yet. But we're going to get there, I promise you. Qualifying getting set to take place now as you see the checkered flag up on our ticker. And we are ready to start the duels. Now, a little information about the duels. If you have never... Oh, Joel Stafford says, God bless Bob Uecker. Yes, 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 yes. God bless Bob Uecker. We miss him every day here as a Milwaukee Brewer fan. Got me sidetracked. But here we go, getting ready for qualifying. Going to bring down the music and bring up the RPMs. Pressing too many buttons. But we're going to get there, guys. I swear. All right, the first guy I think we're going to see here is Jonathan Militia, the 69 Keystone Light Monte Carlo. He is excited. I know he was excited when this was announced. Again, Mooresville man out of North Carolina, ready to throw down tonight. Car audio seems low, but we'll get there when you get a group in, I promise you that. And riding on board with Jonathan Militia as we get ready for lap number 1 here around Daytona. Now, super speedway qualifying, if you're new to this stuff, it can be quite dry because there's not a lot of cars on the track. And we're just seeing one do its thing right now. Again, if you notice with Jonathan Militia here, he's trying to get up next to that wall here in the beginning. He wants to create some aerodynamics with that, with the outside wall. Trying to gain and garner as much speed as he can since there isn't no other cars to qualify or to draft with. He has to use that. So his first lap is going to probably be a lot slower than most. But that second lap would surely pick up. Looks like Kenny Campos with a 51.64. Our early camper out in front, John Nunn in the 89 with a 51.67, and Clay Ayers with a 51.75. Your top three right now as the times are starting to trickle in. Right along with John here. But imagine on the 1.5 miles and the shorter tracks, it'll be quite interesting to watch these cars go. With this package, super speedway package, these cars by themselves really aren't that fast. But in a group, man, the way that it runs, the way that it works, they can be pretty dangerous and amazing. Again, I live for this Gen 4. A lot of guys and gals my age lived through all this. Looks like Jonathan Militia, 51.47, going to put him up to 5th. Connor Rowe with a 51.44. Oh, looks like in that P-Wipes car, that number 5 is going to pull her over, going to be on the road. Perrin Huggett says, hold my beer. Going to take that spot away. Fortson Poston with a 51.53. Joining at the last possible second, Ethan Wisnowski in the 48 with a 51.53. What you're going to get out of this race is 2 duels here tonight. Bringing the music here a little bit. What you're going to get tonight is 2 duels. 40 laps apiece. It looks like we have 44 cars tonight. So one guy is going home. One guy or gal is going home. J. Cole says practice winner every week. That's 69 car. Yeah, dude, leading the pack every week in practice. Alex Daigle says thank God for YouTube streaming. Yeah, I guess. But we have 44 drivers for 43 spots. That means one person is going home. And we do have Aiden Showtime Donahue locked into this thing. And I believe, yeah, that's it. for our returning champion. So he is the only one. So basically 42 spots are locked in for this event. Duel number 1, you're going to have 22 cars make that field, and they will determine the inside line. In duel number 2, 21 cars will get the green light and designate the outside line. So they are getting ready to grid right now. Looks like we have 22 cars in here. Looks like everyone's going to make this field, so they don't have to worry so much. It's just where they are positioned is the key component to this. We're going to do a grid walk. We got Let's Fucking Go Burger, Lakota Meyer 7907. These guys are getting ready to get gridded up, and we'll try to quickly go through. Try to quickly go through this field if we can.
Start your engine. Geese Racing League, you already know.
All right, we'll play that song later. That's a good song, but we're going to play it later. All right, so for duel number 1, these guys got to get in here faster, man. Good gravy. Everybody but Perrin. So on the pole for duel number 1 is the 99, Perrin Huggins, not pictured. Next to him is going to be the 17 of Colby Hogan. In row 2, we have the 13, Geico Military of Nate Fuller. And the 1 car, Price is Right, of Bryce Hamrick. In row 3, you have the 46 of Kyle Lowry and the 72 of Eric Royce. In row 4, you have the 18, last year's duel winner, Kyle Munson, and the 20 of Sage Greco. In row 5, you have the 4 of Nicholas Van Hemert and the 29 of Jeremy Eshelman. In row 6, the 82 and champion returning Aiden Showtime Donahue and the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. In row 7, you have the 41 of Fortson Poston and the 71 of Kenny Campos. In row 8, you have the 94 of Andrew Jones, not pictured. On the outside of him, the 35 of Austin Thomas. Looks like in row 9, you have this 89 of John Nunn and the 777 of Nate Williams. Row 10, you have the 66 of Anthony Semperisi, 24 of Quentin Stewart, 86 of Jacob Clemens, and last but not least, in the FedEx Express Monte Carlo, Mike DeWalt. There's Perrin. Nothing like coming back and making a good first impression. But there you go. There's your pole sitter, Perrin Huggins. Doesn't have any information, but he doesn't care. I'm sure here the delay that we're talking about right now is they are going through a lot of the last minute stuff. We have done months, and I mean months, of planning for this. And we want to make sure that it all goes well. Shirts off for Anthony. Hell yeah. Man, we got viewers tonight. Hell yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming out, no matter where you're watching from, TikTok, YouTube, or Twitch. Make sure you hit that follow button and say what's up. Like I said, you got 40 laps. From what I've heard, what you get for your fuel to start with is going to be 22 laps. And you have to be very careful how you use it. You can save a little bit, but you don't want to be the person to miss the group pit. So if it stays green, you're going to want to pit with the group. Otherwise, you are screwed. Going in by yourself does you no good. And personally, I don't think you need tires tonight. All you need is gas and go. You got to make the show. Again, for these guys, fortunately for them tonight, it looks like they're all going to make the race here. But it's where your position is what's important. And from what I am hearing with these Gen 4 cars, track position is so important. So important in these cars. I've raced in these in the Gen 4 car this season so far. super speedway racing is a little bit different than from, let's say, the next-gen car or any other car you use draft racing with. This car, you have to work at a run and work on your timing a little bit more precisely than you would a next-gen car. But again, 22 laps for fuel. They do have another set of tires if they need to use it. I don't think they'll need it. But I imagine in the closing laps, we will see the proverbial shit hit the fan. Alex wants to know how many viewers across all 3 platforms. I think we're looking at about 30 to 40. And that is just ballparking it. Don't hate on me. I'm not exactly accurate, I don't think, but we're around there. Yeah, 36, 38. There you go. There's more of a precise number for you. Appreciate everybody watching as this race is about to take place. I could not be more excited to be on the call for this. Gen 4 Gears Cup Series. And we are green for the Duels at Daytona Race 1. Side by side on a 1 and 2, everybody's do-si-doing pretty well. Nobody making any sudden moves here early. And I say that, and Fortune Posted makes a move. But we've got ourselves a race. Perrin Huggins, Colby Hogan leading both lines inside and out. And it looks like, yeah, Perrin Huggins leads lap 1 around Daytona. That outside line looks to appear to have some numbers, have the advantage at the moment. Boogie Boogie, let's go race. I love Mickey Anderson, reminiscent of Darrell Waltrip. I love it. Love it. Perrin Huggins working the inside right now. Working it, girlfriend. You go get some. Let's ride on board with one of our rookies. Looks like the 72 of Eric Royce. Let's ride on board. Yeah, it looks like my nose cam did its own thing, but that's all right. And riding on board with Eric Royce right now. Royce, one of the new rookies that we picked up. Hell of a driver, hell of a personality. Got a personality. But as we're talking, looks like a lead change has happened. Colby Hogan, and we already got action in the back. Caution flag looks like will fly. I believe. Yeah, that is our first caution of the night. And that brings us to our first back that ass up of the season. See what happened here. Looks like Andrew Jones, Anthony Samparisi is in this. All right, so backing that ass up. Let's see what happened here. I'm going to use the blimp cam. Let's just watch it together, shall we? Oh, a little bit of running each other over there a little bit. Back that up one more time. Wow, my SDK is working amazing tonight. I love it. Oh my goodness. All right, let's try to see what we can see now. Let's slow it down. Looks like that Van Hemert up here. Looks like there was a little bit of a check. Oh, Nate Fuller. Let's talk about this. Getting a bump ski from the 46, it looks like, from Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry in to the 99, causing that checkup here. And then you see the proverbial effect. Looks like Munson had to get on the brakes. So did Van Heemer. It looks like they were able to keep it together, but the 94, 66, 86 all get into each other. 4 goes up into the 36, into the 41. And that's why we have one fast repair this year for the Gen 4 car. Never know exactly what's going to happen. Then Nate Fuller just T-bones the 36. 89 of John Nunn getting out clean in that Jesus machine. But that is caution number 1 here. For the Gears Cup Series. Again, this week, the Duels at Daytona. My SDK is being amazing right now, and I got to fix it. Bear with me just a moment while I fix it, because I want to make it perfect. Perfect for you, perfect for me, perfect for anyone who uses a service that actually pays for it. So hopefully we've got this fixed here in just a second. We're going to try this. We're going to see what happened here. There we go. Looks like we're back. I just need a little reboot. So we are just fine. Caution number 1. That happened a little earlier than expected, I would imagine. But that is A-okay. Again, it looks like you have Hogan, Hamrick, Sage Greco, Jeremy Eshelman, and Aiden Donahue, your top 5 currently. Turn down that music again. This is our first caution of the night. Everybody gets one, like Spider-Man says. And unfortunately, caution laps do count here for the Duels. Doesn't really change. I don't think anybody's pit strategies maybe extends it out a little bit. They're still going to have to pit at least one more time. Alex, yeah, you got it right. 13 got pushed onto the apron. You are correct, sir. You are correct. And it looks like Nate's going to get the reach around. I mean, wave around. Should be good for that.
Sports. It's in the game.
It is in the game. Daytona 250, I believe, is worth double points.
Double points.
I'm very excited for this season and what's going to take place. With Gen 4 cars, I'm not really sure what to expect completely, but it's been fun to watch. I spectate hosted lobbies sometimes and, of course, race the officials. But we've got a lot of good drivers. A lot of good drivers in this field. Hopefully they can keep it together and run it down. With our top 10 being as it may, Colby Hogan, Bryce Hamrick, Sage Greco, Jeremy Eshelman, Aiden Donahue, Quentin Stewart, Austin Thomas, Nate Williams, Eric Royce, and Perrin Huggins rounding out your top 10. Pace car getting set. To hit the pits. 17 having control in the restart zone. Again, typically we wouldn't use a restart zone, but we're going to use it here. I don't think they have a restart zone here. Well, if they do, whatever. We are back at it. Green flag racing. I'll have to figure that out for you. Duel number 1, 7 of 40. And they are going to get after it. You see the cars bouncing just a little bit through 1 and 2. You see Donahue there on that outside line in the 82 car, getting down near the inside line to soak some of that side draft up. Get what he can from that. We got Sage Greca out in front of another rookie. Again, quite a few rookies this season, but a lot of good talent. He's going to lead a lap there. Bryce Hamrick right there on the outside leading the charge. Jeremy Ushman at 29 reinforcing Chevrolet, looking fantastic. But so far, so good. Again, only half the field size you normally have. Again, for the duels, what it is. Jacob Clemens right on board with him. That is so weird. Hood cam only works for my Monte Carlos. That's weird. That is so odd. I've got both cars, but it only works for one. That's amazing. Hogan to the top side, taking back the lead now. iRacing treating you right tonight. Yeah, like always. I went over this with Mike DeWalt as well. We were doing kind of some of our checks here that we typically do for the broadcast, and it's like it only gave. So we were looking. I have both cars. I bought both cars for this, okay? But it only gives me one car file to load cams into, which is the Monte Carlos. He has the Taurus folder, so I might have to steal it or borrow it or copy it. See if that'll work for it. I hope it does, because that really sucks if I can only use one camera pack for one and have to do the camera pack for another. I'm going to try something after this. If there's a caution, if anything comes out, I'm going to try something, see if that'll help. No promises, but we're going to try. My scrolling ticker just doesn't want to work tonight. And it's killing me inside right now, literally killing me. You do all this work to get stuff ready, and doesn't like to cooperate with you sometimes, especially for a service you pay like $120 a year for. Pisses me off to no end. And every time I email them about it, they say it's a you problem. And I'm like, no, it's not. Saltar TV, what is up, big dog? Oh, we got action. Holy shit. Caution is out. And we came back at a wild time. Anthony Samparisi again involved. Let's back that ass up and see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series instant replay. And we are looking at, looks like the 66 of Anthony Samparisi. He was the first one that was mentioned in this thing. But it looks like the 24-94. Let's back that up and see from there. 94 getting into it again. Looks like of Andrew Jones. He just gets loose a little bit. And if he doesn't get loose, then the 24 tags him. But it looks like he did. 24 of Quentin Stewart. Yeah, tried to arc it maybe and just paid for it and took everybody else out with him. Again, part of the frustration that is Daytona. And 24 getting on its hood there of Quentin Stewart there. Who is the other 24 car then? Who is the idiot that didn't change their paint? Let's go up here where the 94 is. Can't be him. Can't be him. We're going to find this guy. It's not him. Nope, not Kenny Campos. That's going to bother me now. But it looked like the 94 just couldn't keep it together. Wow. Again, if you've wasted... Oh, my God. Jacob Clemens running on 3 wheels, brother. That car is fucked. This is amazing. Wow. I can't take my eyes off it. Looks like everybody else is coming down pit lane right now. Getting some work done. Getting some gas. Gonna make me drink another beer already. This is crazy. Yeah, shit got real fast there for our second caution of the evening. Oh, yeah, I was going to try something while we were on break here for a quick second. I got to try something, see if this will work. It won't let me do it. That's weird. But if it was for this car, yeah, weird. All right, we're going to try to fix that. We're going to try to fix that right now. I'm going to have to find the stock cars Ford Taurus 03. Says it's in there. I'll have to do that for next time. But looks like everybody is out. Perrin Huggins, your leader and pole sitter once again. Again, nothing like getting the first race jitters out of the way. Duels are a great way to do that. Want to give everybody a big heads up. Daytona 250, March 2nd next week. Sponsored by P-Wipes. I got some funny shit to say about that. But more importantly, we have special guests, Brayton Laster and Amal Green in the booth. Join us. Show starts about 7:45 Eastern with qualifying promptly at 8 p.m. So they're going to get double file. We're going to get back. Looks like message retracted in the YouTube. You can say whatever you want. As long as it isn't too vulgar, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Again, Mickey and Seth hanging out in TikTok. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast. Got the lone TikTokers in there. Hopefully that works out for them. We got the 1920 over the YouTube and the 15 plus in the Twitch. Appreciate you all hanging out and enjoying the stream here tonight on a Monday night, no less. Yeah, my top ticker just will not work. Will not work for nothing. So you're getting this one. But that's all right. We'll get it to you once we go back green. Looks like Perrin Huggins, Bryce Hamrick going to be row 1. Nate Williams, John Nunn, row 2. Row 3 is going to be Fortson Poston and Eric Royce. Row 4, Colby Hogan and Kyle Munson. And then Mike DeWalt and Aiden Donahue rounding out your top 10. Again, everybody looking like they're going to make this field tonight for the Daytona 250. It'll be the second duel that you're really going to see that near, towards the end of the pack, people are going to be scrambling for that final spot. So this race 1, duel 1, yeah, not much to talk about besides just mistakes. Again, Daytona with with the track being turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4 being as bumpy as it is, I would imagine there would be some overlap with nuances of draft, pack racing, things like that, dealing with this track. If you're not used to it, it certainly is a wake-up call. All right, pace car is heading off. Let's get back at it. Gonna go green, green, green here for duel number 1. 25 laps to go. So I can see this right now. The guys who know how to save are gonna try to save to make this entire run. It is gonna be hella close though. It's gonna be hard to save 3 laps. Again, we don't have full fuel tanks here, only 70%. So they're going to have to make do with what they've got. Oh, one getting pushed out of line, it looks like it would be, or making a move in that Price is Right car. But he has no help, so that outside line is going to win this early. Perrin Huggins leading the charge here. John Nunn on the outside with that Jesus for Taurus. Colby Hogan and Mike DeWalt right behind him. And this double file racing, where it's at the moment. And everybody, if we're thinking about it, they're trying to do their best. Just keep it together, man. You don't have a long way to go. Y'all are going to make the race. Yeah, this is their first taste of riding around with each other. So I'm sure they're going to take full advantage of that. But at the end of the day, you got to keep your car straight. You got to keep it on the track. There's Kyle Munson. Go give him a follow, 303 Motorsports. Good dude, part of the admin team as well. Great guy to play video games with. Does he get sick of my bullshit? Absolutely. 100%. Especially when we play games where I control. Y'all in trouble. Super Battle Golf. I got to tell you guys, Super Battle Golf is one of the coolest games out there right now. If you have not tried it, I would suggest it. It is hilarious. And it's just funny to listen to people rage. Super Battle Golf. Yes, 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 yes. Super Battle Golf. Get it. Get it and play with horsepower. Perrin Huggins and John Nunn out in front right now. But they are not pulling away by any means. Austin Thomas he is the DuPont guy. That son of a bitch. Oh, had to get out of the way. Oh, we got action again. Wow. Checking up seems to be optional here. John Nunn, his front end is toasted, and I mean toasted. Let's back that ass up and see what we can see on the Gears Cup Series instant replay. Pressing too many buttons. All right, here we go. Back it up. Blimp cam. Yeah. Looks like something amazing did happen. All right, so let's garner here a little bit more of an angle if we can get it. This is what we're going to get. So you want to pay attention here to the 11, 36, and 24. Yeah, 36 looks like Luttrell just hit Mike DeWalt wrong in that back bumper and just sent him packing. Let's go down into Scott Luttrell's view. Of course, he's a Ford. That's amazing. All right, so let's see. Boom, 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 and you just see the collection happen. There's not going to be a field left before they get done here. And it's unfortunate that it happened, but it's the reality of the racing that we're dealing with here with the Gears Cup Series. Super Speedway racing used to be the forte, but we've got some new drivers working with each other tonight. Looks like Nate Williams involved in that. 46 as well, Kyle Lowry. It is unfortunate. And bam! Wow. He smoked the shit out of that wall in the backstretch. Takes the fun out of the pit strategy. Hopefully, we're going to see a better second duel. I think Mike DeWalt, after this first one's going to be in the booth with us here tonight after this for the second duel, so it should be great. Akito says, bro, dodge those like a champ. He really did. He really did. Really did. Really did. Not much more you can say about that, except that it happened. Race off of pit road. Perrin Huggins is still the leader. That's Scotts.com number 99. Carl Edwards theme machine. Gotta love what Perrin's doing here tonight. Putting this race together. Perrin is one of those guys early on in the season. He's super strong, and then something happens, and you don't see him for 6 months. I don't know what that reminds me of, but kind of weird. Hopefully he can stick around here full season. I'd love to see Perrin Huggins as a Gears Cup Series champion. That would be dope. Got Fortson posted here. You got Colby Hogan. Colby, this kid uses the same 3 memes, GIFs, whatever you want to call them, in the Discord chat. Maybe 5. He's got like a handful. I don't know. I don't think he knows how to search for anything else. But he's a damn good race car driver. Terrible repo player. Got Fortson posted. Good repo player, I'd say. Aiden Donahue, again, our returning champion. J. Cole says Huggins has the Carl Edwards blessing tonight. Yeah. I'd love to see him do a backflip off the car, though. Can he do it? Do a kickflip. Again, don't go away after this race is over. We have a whole other race coming up for you. For duel number 2, that's going to have a little bit more weight to it. 21 spots, I think, for 23 cars on the track. 22? I don't know. So there will be a battle. And a couple of those drivers in that group is going to be pretty wild to see. So I would definitely hang around. Let's re-rack and get back to green flag action. You have Perrin Huggins and Colby Hogan, row 1. Row 2, Aiden Donahue and Fortson Poston. Row 3, Jeremy Eschman and Nicholas Van Emert. Row 4, you have Austin Thomas and Sage Greco. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Kenny Campos and Kyle Munson. This song's good. Damn, girl. This is baby making music. Making the nasty faces. And as we go green, I'll take a drink of my beer and hang out with you as we get ready to go green flag racing. All right, pace car is going to hit pit lane, and we are going to get back after it yet again. And we are back to green flag racing for duel number 1 for the Gears Cup Series. Perrin Huggins, Aiden Donahue together for a moment, now separated inside, outside. Aiden Donahue's looking to strike right now. It looks like this group broke apart pretty quickly. I wonder what happened. We'll see if we can get to that in a moment. I think some people just want to get through this damn thing, which I can understand. Got 17 laps to go. Aiden Donahue again, your Gears Cup Series current champion. Trying to go back-to-back. Nobody has ever gone back-to-back in our now 5 years experience in the league. Trying to make it so. Good, strong win here tonight. Duel number 1. Kind of let everybody know what's up. Outside line is gaining momentum. That outside line has no numbers. They do not have any numbers. See the team further back there, that group hanging out. Steve Drew said, love the music. Thank you. Alex says, how am I at repo, Tom? Oh, you're pretty good. Better than you are at Lethal Company, I'll give you that. Looking up through the field now, you got Donahue, Hogan, Poston, Huggins, and Eshelman, your top 5. Right on board with the 29 of Jeremy Eshelman. Jeremy, you'll know him from being here last year in Gears, but in the ISRL, he was there for that. Had a good run there. Looking good here tonight. And if you're a smart driver here, you're just running this thing out. It really doesn't matter where you are. If you win, you know, you're on that front row. You got the inside line of the front row. And if you lose, you're still on the inside. So not a huge loss. Looks like Anthony Samparisi and Nate Williams hanging out in the back, learning each other, being friends. Barrel, 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 barrel. Everybody single file now trying to get through this race. 14 laps to go. I imagine with 5 laps to go, we're going to see a little bit of pushing and shoving, a little bit of competitiveness. I do think we are still in line for one more caution. I hope they prove me wrong, though. Alex says, Repo has way better vibes for me than Lethal. Lethal actually freaks me out. I think that game is hilarious. The graphics are terrible. The creatures are fun. Do they fuck you up? Yes, they do. Speaking of getting fucked up, Nate Fuller trying to test the waters there. Gonna be all right. Yeah, I see the 29 almost slide up into the wall out of 2. Gets a little tight for them, or maybe it snaps a little loose. I don't know. I'm not in the car. Hogan reaching out, trying to touch someone. Not going to happen this time. 1 through 5 kind of staying quiet right now. Nicholas Van Heemeren, that NOS-flavored 4 machine. Trying to get people to go with him on the inside line. Any takers? May not be until later, but here goes Eshelman. Who's going to go with him? It is going to be Fortson Poston. Donahue realizing he's too late. Cannot apply any type of a block, but why would you want to? You have the numbers on the top. It'll be fine. Donahue, a smart driver, understanding of this situation. And Fortson is going to drop like a hot rock without any help. Donahue, Huggins, Hogan, Thomas, and Greco, your top five. Alex says, in a field full of rookies, we've got about five veterans in the top five. Well, we had. Yeah, you're right. A lot of these new drivers are going to make a statement, and I feel like there's going to be a handful of these guys that are going to be really, really good. I'm hoping on road courses. Holy shit. Across the three services right now, we have over 40 viewers. This is amazing. Thank you all. Right on board with the 20th Stage Greco as things are getting intense as we head to 10 to go for duel number one. Colby trying to push the issue a little bit. Now he's all alone and hung out to dry for the moment. Eshelman is as well. Get my fat face out of here. I have a face for radio. Eshelman getting back up in the line. Colby Hogan dropping now. Mike DeWalt back in it. Again, you get a fast repair, so that helps. I love that. I'm okay, I'm not okay sticker. I love that. So weird how that works. With the cars and the cams. The cars and the cams. Let's go around with the cameras here at Daytona one more time with 8 laps to go. Donahue and Perrin Huggins 1 and 2. I want to hit a cam. Let's see if this camera works. Oh, this is dope. Here we go. Again, everybody's going to make this show tonight, so everybody's seeming to get along just fine now after a few incidents. We won't blame anybody or name any names. 8:06 to go. Donahue, Huggins, Thomas, and Greco. Got Donahue, Huggins, Thomas, Greco, and Royce. Your top 5 currently. And it looks like Driving Bots followed us this minute. Thank you for that. Looks like Alex had 7-car breakaway for the win with Stewart, and 8th car 1 lap down in the back. Yeah, you're right. Can appreciate the follow. Bring us up to 702. Freaking dope. Yeah, 3 laps to go here. Aiden Donahue holding it down. Again, last year's champion, if I can speak. Trying to pick up where he left off. These Gen 4 cars did not disappoint tonight so far. I'm looking forward to what duel number 2 is going to be. Aiden Donahue has done it all. Last season, he was amazing in the next gen car. He was ecstatic when we moved to the Gen 4 car. Trying to put the finishing touches on duel number 1. Maybe a preview of what the Daytona 250 may be with who's up front right now. You have Donahue, Huggins, Thomas, Greco, Royce, Hamrick, Poston, Eshelman, Van Hemert, and Mike DeWalt rounding out your top 10. Everybody knowing that they're getting into this race. They are getting into Daytona. They don't have to worry. Last season, we had almost 60 drivers try to qualify in and get in with the duels. Some were not happy. 1 lap to go. This is where it's going to get buck wild, and we don't stop on a flag. We race it back to the checkers. This is what we are here to see. This is final lap racing in Duel 1 at Daytona. Donahue getting next to no help. Hamrick going to the outside. They have left him to dry. Parent Huggins going into 3 and 4, your leader, with Eric Royce right behind him. Bryce Hamrick to the inside, getting some help from Austin Thomas. Parent Huggins laying a block. Out of 3 and 4. On to the tri-oval. Your winner will be Bryce Hamrick. Bryce Hamrick has won duel number 1. Findlay, Ohio man, and the price is right, telling everybody else the price is wrong, bitch. He is duel number 1 winner. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to interview him in just a moment. Yes, we will. Looks like he's by himself, so we're bringing him up into the booth here in just a minute. We're going to put him in the broadcast waiting room. Got Perrin Huggins. And that went so fast, I think it was Eric Royce, but I'm not sure. Again, duel number 2. They are getting ready to go. I think they just went right into it, which sucks for us. All right, let's bring in the winner, Bryce Hamrick. Bryce, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Bryce, you are the winner of duel number 1. How did you do it, man? Give us 30 seconds or less, your little synopsis of your evening in duel number 1.
Whew, that was an exciting finish. I was hoping we would go for it with about 5 or 6 laps to go, and I messaged Eric hoping we would, but as soon as they started making moves to the inside, I was just going to go for it and take whatever push I had behind me, and then wherever Perrin went out of turn 4, I was going to go the opposite and just side draft him to the end because I just love these Gen 4s, and I love this drafting package. So to get a win to start off first race in the league, I'm excited, and these guys were fun. So that was a good first duel, and I hope that's a reflection of what we have happen next week.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. Besides the little hiccups there in the middle of the race, did you feel when you were about halfway through that you had an actual shot to win, or what was going through your mind in the final 10 laps there?
I wasn't sure, honestly, because I got trapped back in the pack there. I missed one wreck, didn't get any damage, and then another one I had to use my fast repair because I got clobbered when I think the 94 got turned from the outside line, and that just destroyed my car and meatballed it. But I wasn't sure because some of these guys were racing a little bit shoddy, but then other guys, I'm like, I just need to find a couple of these guys, and I know I can shoot to the front. So
yeah.
I was a little worried about it because we weren't racing too hard, but it was just kind of weird racing. But once we got there to the end and single filed out, I was just hoping we could make those moves there at the end, and luckily that last lap worked out.
Well, I mean, it was an amazing effort, man. I think you had a good car here tonight overall. I didn't pick you winning the winning the race, but you did a hell of a job, man. Congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I got to give it to some of my CCH boys back home, and just these guys are great and supportive, and I'm ready for next week. I really am. It's going to be a fun race. Some of these guys in here are fun to race with, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we're happy to have you, man. I hope you have a wonderful time here with the Gears Cup Series. I'll let you get back to where you were. Again, congratulations on duel number 1. You're going to be on the front row for the Daytona 250.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Thomas.
You are welcome. Again, that is Bryce Hamrick, rookie in our series, but not a rookie at driving, apparently. Looks like Hamrick, Huggins, and Thomas. Looks like, see if I can get Perrin, see if I can get anybody. Let's try to get another one. Yeah, we got Perrin. We're going to steal him from his house. If it'll let me. Good God. I got to get somebody to be like a engineer behind the scenes because I am tired of trying to find these people and bring them in. Perrin, you got a copy. Perrin Huggins. This dude has the smallest bladder. I swear to God, every time I get him in, there he is.
What's up, man?
You motherfucker.
Yo,
Perrin,
what's up,
how
man?
are you, man? How are you?
Awesome, man. I feel great.
Dude, yeah, I know you didn't win, but you got the pole for duel number 1. You finished second overall. Anybody you want to give a shout out to and give us a little synopsis of what's going on?
Well, shout out to you for the event, man, and yeah. The Ford Taurus was fast as shit, man. I had a blast there, just one block too many, and I choked it, but I had a blast, man, and thanks for having me, dog. What a race.
Man. Anytime, Perrin. It's always a pleasure to have you around, and I'm glad you're back, dude, because I know later in the season you kind of fell off there, and we're like, dude, where the fuck, what happened to Perrin? So I'm happy you're here, man. I hopefully, like I said, earlier in my broadcast, it would be cool to see Perrin Huggins be a Gears Cup Series champion. I do hope that dream comes true this season for you.
Man, I sure hope so, dog. But long season, so I have to take it one race by one and go for it, man. Yeah, come on.
Well, yeah, I mean, apparently, I hope we'll be talking here later this season, probably, hopefully, a lot more. But again, congratulations, dude, on your second place finish, and we'll let you hang out with your teammates as they're getting ready for duel number 2.
10-4, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You are welcome. Perrin Huggins, one of my favorite guys in this league. Very cool to have him. And we're going to talk to Austin Thomas here real quick. Austin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Finishing third here in tonight's fray for duel number 1. Any thoughts or feedback on your race here tonight?
Not too many. It was a fun, solid race. Still getting used to this Gen 4 car, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is a little tricky to get used to, but you know, outside of Daytona, the horsepower is going to pick up, and I'm super excited for that. Again, congratulations on your third place finish. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
And just the whole Gears crew. Thank you for putting all this together, and yeah, that's about it.
Right on, man. Well, I will let you get back into your group. Where were you at? Turn 1 Tsunamis?
Yep, turn 1 soon off.
That's what I thought. I'll get you over in there. Again, congratulations on a third place finish. All right. I guess it's time to do another grid walk. Got to make sure it's okay with race control down there. I want to make sure I'm not stepping ahead or stepping behind. All right. Looks like he is good to go. Race control. Maybe we'll hear from Mike DeWalt later on in the race. Maybe we won't. We'll see. All right. So duel number 2. Here we go. On the pole for this one is going to be the 5 of Connor Rowe, Flat Rock, Indiana man. Outside of him, the 57, Chester Water Authority, Ford Taurus, Joe Stafford. Row 2, we have the 8 of Cameron Chandler in that Monster Energy Monte Carlo. Outside of him is going to be the 51 of Steven Jr. Row 3, you have the 69 of Jonathan Militia and the 9 of R.P. Allen. In row 4, we have the 08 of Chris Willis and the 28 of Michael Gregory. In row 5, we have the 88 of Brayson Allen and the 33 of Christian Ruckriegel, not pictured. In row 6, we have Tim Lancaster in the 111 and Des Moines Valentine in the 64. Not pictured in row 7 is going to be the 78 of Kyle Gray. The outside of him, the 48 of Ethan Wisnowski. Inside of row number 8, you have the 45 of Kenny Lowry and the 15 of Eric Sable. Row 9, you have the 19 of Noah Moss and the 21 of John Furnace. Row 10, you have the 22 of Clay Ayers and the 42, coming to green, Jeremy Beal. And last but not least, the 3 of Floyd Stewart and the 67 of Josh Buckwheat. Again, I hope you all are having a wonderful Monday night. I know Monday night is a different night for entertainment and racing, especially after a work week and getting back to work. But we try to give you a little island of safety here. So again, we will be here all Monday night, all season long. We got 25 more races after this season, or after this night of races. It's going to be an entertaining season. We have a very competitive field, and we are looking forward to everything that's going to happen here in year 5. Again, before I forget, you have here tonight the Duels at Daytona, the Gatorade Duels at Daytona. Next week is the Daytona 250, the official race 1 of 25 on March 2nd, with special guest Brayton Lasser and Amon Green, and sponsored by P-Wipes. Not to be confused with dude wipes. And the cars are ready to get rolling. Mickey Anderson, let's go Noah. That's my best friend. Hell yeah. Jingle My Bells 23. Damn it. Boneheaded move to lose the draft. Yeah, you went too soon. You went too soon, brother. Wisnowski says didn't peg you. Yeah, I could have just kept going with it, but whatever. We didn't peg him, but we picked him. Hope you all are set and ready to go. All 45 of you. Holy shit. Amazing. Again, can't thank you enough for supporting us. Gotta show some love while I can, as we are just about set to get underway for duel number 2 at Daytona. Joe Stafford said, let's go 57. Rooting for his own car, or that's his dad? That's his dad. That's right. Joe Stafford Sr., how are you, bud? Glad to see you back in the chat. Back in the action. Mayor 74 said CWA all the way, 57. Oh, my ticker worked for this one. Yay! Here we go. Pace car is going to be going off. And we are going to get set for green flag racing. Here we go at Daytona. Duel number 2. Let's get after it. Rowan Stafford side by side. Again, only one person will not make this race tonight. The Daytona 250, one person in this group will not make the field. We had a total of 44 drivers enter tonight with only 43 spots to give. It is about to get hectic. Jonathan Militia working that third middle lane already. We are not even 2 laps in and it's going on. You must have heard me and dip back in the line. You got Lancaster in that Budweiser 111. Oh, who's in the 21? John Furness in that Camel. Jimmy Spencer machine. I love it. Carissa Buckwheat says, Buckwheat, woo. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Way to show up. Everybody running pretty well right now. Right on board with Stephen Gurley Jr. Running in third currently right now. Michael Gregory in that 28 Tide ride. Matt's going to like that one. Eric Sable at 15, Napa Auto Parts. Michael Waltrip looking machine. It looks like everybody just got single filed here out in the back. I think they understand the task at hand. Right now, the person who is literally not in it is Brayson Ryan. Brayson Ryan hanging out in the back. In that Ducks Unlimited 88. He is at risk tonight of not making the Daytona 250. Steve Luttrell says, I hate super speedway racing. I can understand that. Got Connor Rowe, Joe Stafford, Steven Jr., Michael Gregory, and Cameron Chandler, your top 5 right now. Again, on a full tank here, you're looking at about 22 laps. If you can conserve, you might be able to stretch that into 24, maybe even 25 laps. See how that works out for you. Tony the Kimono Cat, thank you for following the channel on TikTok over there. Appreciate the love. Right now, not much to talk about. I think these guys are just trying to make it to the pit stop. Got Junior, Gregory, and Chandler holding down that 5th spot. Nobody really to make a play here right now. And then that second group you see with Lancaster, Furness, Willis, Lowry, and Beal. And then it looks like this third group with Ayers, Stewart, Moss, and Lowe. Looks like Gray and the 67 of Josh Buckwheat has just made contact. Let's back that ass up for just a moment and see what happened here between these two. Josh looking a little bit in that 67. A little messed up, and then I think 78 Kyle Gray totally misplayed that guy. Unless I'm missing something else, which might have led to that damage earlier. Definitely something to pay attention to. Rowe is leading this group down the backstretch right now. Looks like you have first till about, 11th with Ethan Wisnowski holding up there. Stafford, Junior, Gregory, and Chandler, your top 5 right now. Who's number 51? 51 would be, well, we don't have a 51 in this league right now. At least in this, Steven Jr., he is the 51, sorry. Steven Jr. is the 51. Appreciate you guys sharing the love there on the TikTok. We got a lot of great drivers, a lot of good stories, which I'm sure will unravel as the year goes on. There's guys that have been here a couple years now that I kind of want to dig into, see what they're like, see what they're about, kind of dig in a little bit more on a personal level. Floyd Stewart dropped from the server due to connection issues, so that's going to lock in Brayson Ryan if Floyd does not come back. Excuse me, Josh Buckwheat. It's going to lock in Buckwheat if Floyd Stewart is not able to come back and get back on the lead lap. Right now, pretty quiet here in Florida, in Daytona, beautiful Daytona Beach. Joe Stafford all over Connor Rowe, but not making any moves right now. And Tony says, looks like cloudy with no chances of rain so far. No, I think you're right. I think we're all clear, buddy. I think we're all clear. Everybody getting along so far on duel number 2. at duel number 2, in duel number 2. I don't know. It was a great day for a race, Mickey. A great day. You know, I live in Wisconsin, so it's cold as shit up here right now. So when I see NASCAR racing in Florida and baseball playing in Arizona, I understand that spring and summer is coming very soon, and to be happy. Got to stay positive, right? Connor Rowe has led every lap so far. Oh, looks like Mickey says it was warm last week here in South Carolina, and now it's cold as shit again. I'm sick of the cold. You know, I love South Carolina. I always told my wife if we ever had a chance to retire somewhere other than Wisconsin, I think I would pick South Carolina. It's so beautiful down there. I love it. Did some gallivanting in Charleston and other places around South Carolina, which was beautiful. Alex says, I don't want to hear anybody complain about the cold. Shut up, Canadian man. We're talking about things in America, okay? This is America talk. You don't understand, okay? We beat you in hockey. Let's calm down. Dr. Mike says, looks like we might get green flag pit stops in this one. I hope so. America last. We're not getting political in here. You're just mad because we beat you in hockey. It's all right, man. I know where the frustration comes from. That 3-on-3 overtime probably absolutely killed you. And then that amazing save. Oh, man. We're not going to let you live it down for at least the next 4 years. So get ready. Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of reactions, live reactions or whatever on TikTok about Canada losing the gold. And it was awesome to see. It was awesome to see. I do know the goalie's name, I just cannot pronounce it. Matt thinks I didn't watch USA Hockey. I didn't watch the Olympics. I watched hockey, but I didn't watch anything else. That's really the only thing I did tune into was USA Hockey. And if I didn't watch it live, I did watch it on the playback. Did enjoy. It was a good game. And I'm not going to say the United States had that game the entire way. They did not. They did not. But did we pull through? We did. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to take my puck and go home. Got Roll, Stafford Jr. and Gregory. Yeah. Alex says I legit didn't watch anything from the Olympics except the hockey. Yeah, me too. That was really the only thing I paid attention to. Women's and men's hockey. That's pretty much it. I like the luge and the skeleton stuff, but it didn't grasp me this year as it normally would. I'm thinking we might get a caution between lap 30 and 30. I don't know. Mickey. So the thing you got to know about here is we only had from the green flag jump about 22 laps of fuel. So maybe on green flag pit stops there might be a caution. I don't know. But it's crazy to think that they've broken up into about, 3 different groups? It looks like there's only one person that pit, and it was Josh Buckley. I like curling, but I didn't watch any of the Canadian gold medalist curling team is originally from the town I live in. That is dope. I watched the cheating thing, that whole cheating thing. I didn't understand it right away, but then the double touch thing, I I was like, that's kind of funny how that worked out. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, just like in racing. We got 25 laps to go. Yes, we do. 24 now, since I saw that message. Sorry about that. We got Connor Rowe, Joe Stafford, Steven Jr., Michael Gregory, Cameron Chandler, Christian Ruck-Regal, R.P. Allen, Tim Lancaster, John Furness, and Chris Willis, your top 10 currently. Lancaster getting a push from Furness, but he almost put him in the wall. It looks like up front, not much is moving, so let's pay attention to this back group. Lancaster's in 8th in that 111 car, and everybody else is on the lead lap. Let's see John Militia going to the inside. Alex says the cheating is like a flag in football. It should have just been a rock removed and not a giant scandal. Yeah, that's how I kind of looked at it too. Like, you really didn't need to do all that. The whole yelling back and forth there, getting penalized, that dumb shit. Cheering for the Tide car. I figured you would have been. I think that's who is that. That is Michael Gregory. So I would imagine in this front group, anytime now. Anytime within the next 5 laps. Ricky Bobby says U.S. shake and bake. For real. Got to get. Let's see. See what I can do here. Having a little fun. Right on board with the 28 of Michael Gregory. Everybody minding their P's and Q's so far. This group is smart. 20 laps to go. They know this positioning is going to be important, and I think some of the drivers in that first group kind of realized that too, where you have to stay kind of where you're at. If you want to make a move, it's a risk. You saw Colby Hogan in the 17 DeWalt car go to the inside with 5 laps to go, and he had no help. 82 of Aiden Donahue went to the inside to block. Everybody went outside, no help. So if any of the drivers who are paying attention from Duel 2, paying attention to Duel 1, kind of understand what they need to do here. Looks like right now, Floyd Stewart is pitting. He's back. He's going to have to get around Josh Buckwheat in order to make the show. And here we go. Green flag pit stops here for the Gears Cup Series in Duel number 2. Everybody getting in, getting out. Looks like some guys who are pitting a lap sooner than the leaders. Everybody will be safe from here on out. Here's that second group with Tim Lancaster leading the group in. Chris Willis right there. Jonathan Militia, I believe. And we are back out. Connor Rowe chasing that 22. Clay Ayers trying to put him another lap down. We're trying to put him a lap down right now. I have not seen this tonight. But this is getting wild early here. Michael Gregory using the lead lap cars as help to get around to take the lead. The Tide car in front. For the moment, lapping Clay Ayers. And now your leader. Right on board with RP Allen, another rookie in the series. Grayson Allen right there, a couple spots from the cut line right now. Looks like Floyd Stewart would be the guy not making the show. In that Good Wrench Service Plus number 3, Iconic. Gonna need a little help if he wants to make the show here tonight or next week. Gregory, Stafford, Rowe, Chandler, and RP Allen, your top 5. They are in the mix with this lap traffic. Furness now out and ahead of that second group with Wisnowski, Lancaster, Willis, and Ruck Regal in tow. Riding on board now with John Furness in that 21, Camel Cigarettes for Taurus. Brayden Laster in the Twitch chat says he's coming in hot. All right. That's pretty cool. Get Brayden Laster going to be in the booth next week. I could not be more excited. The second group is good to go. Floyd Stewart now, all he has to do is get around, looks like Kyle Gray. If you get around Kyle Gray, he's going to be in business. But again, Floyd Stewart on that cut line. Buckwheat looks to be okay. Brayson Ryan looks to be okay.
We've got 12 laps to go here in the Duels. Tom, how's it going?
Doing well, Braden. Thank you for joining. I had a feeling you might end up in here. That's awesome. Yeah, 12 laps, or excuse me, yeah, 13, 12, whatever. Been a great race. Duel 1, we had about 3 cautions. This one, we have been caution-free, knock on wood. Great Gen 4 cars looking sexy here at Daytona.
See the lap traffic, Eric Schobel there starting to play a role, as you said. No cautions this duel so far. And once your girlfriend goes to bed, the boys come out to play. So that is the position we're in.
That's how you got out of that.
Michael
That's
Gregory.
amazing.
Yeah, Michael Gregory is trying to get out of this duel and into victory lane.
Yeah, Michael Gregory, a rookie here in this series, but apparently not a rookie into NASCAR racing or auto racing in general. Out in front in that Tide ride. Brayton, you're across TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Anything you want to say to the 40-plus viewers you got in the audience?
I love gears.
Well, it's awesome to have you, Brayton. I know we were talking a little bit in DMs, but how is your spring looking? How are things looking up here in the Brayton Laster world?
A bit of a quiet and a bit of a longer off-season. Us start our season in January at Arcade Daytona Session, or February for the Arcade Daytona race. This is the first time since 2022 that we have not made a trip to Daytona to start our season. It looks like we will be hitting the track hopefully around April for our first big race of the year, and we don't do anything local first in the month of March. Although we're supposed to get snow and everything.
I know.
This week, so hopefully we don't get the whole lot.
It's wacky. It's wacky. Like, we have, I don't know, Brayton, how much snow you have, but in Wisconsin, we have nothing here in southern Wisconsin. Literally nothing.
Yeah. Lloyd Stewart in that number 3 good wrench scheme. Got to get lapped on the radio telling leaders, hey, I'm staying low. Please do not wreck me.
That's
what you
awesome.
gotta do.
Now, Floyd is the guy right there in that 3 car. He is the guy that is potentially going to be cut. We had 44 drivers for 43 spots, which leaves us duel 2. Only 1 driver to cut. Floyd Stewart is on that cut line right now.
Oof. Yeah, 15 laps down. Not having a great race. The only driver, or the next driver close to him is Kyle Gray, who's 6 laps down. So the math isn't mathing right now. Although, see, they're starting to get a race in the back.
What do you got?
Eric,
what do you got?
Sable and Clayton Harris in this lead pack. They're both a lap down, but Clayton was kind of looking the inside of Eric. They're within that 10 to go window. They're a lap down, but they're racing in this lead pack. The last 2 cars in that lead draft are fighting for position. And everything counts come next week, I feel like.
Yeah, Michael Gregory, Joe Stafford, Connor Rowe, Cameron Chandler, and R.P. Allen, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As Mr. Laster mentioned, we got Eric Sable, who is a lap down. They're trying to make the most of it here. They're all locked in again. Like I said, Floyd Stewart is the odd man out here, and if that were to be the case, that is understandable. He disconnected with Packers earlier in the race, which resulted in his. Yeah, that'll do it. That's the only thing. Like in this, you don't have to worry about the physical elements of the track more so than your elements of your Wi-Fi.
I'll give you something interesting to watch here. Kyle Gray left the session. Kyle Gray is currently 7 laps ahead of Floyd Stewart.
No!
And Kyle Gray has left the session with 8 laps to go.
Yikes.
Or with 8 laps to go in the race, and he's within 8 laps of Floyd Stewart. So I think they'll finish on the same lap. I don't know how iRacing will treat that, though.
You can't leave iRacing a chance. You can't leave iRacing a chance, Brayton, especially when you think you've got the math worked out. Usually you're wrong. Well, in my case anyway, usually I'm wrong. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out, if Floyd's going to make it or not. But Michael Gregory right now holding it down with that lead group. You got Joe Stafford right behind him. Joe Stafford Sr. in the Twitch chat right now, rooting his son on. You got Connor Rowe in 3rd, who was the pole sitter for duel number 2. Cameron Chandler, and then R.P. Allen. Again, in duel number 2, this is going to make the outside line. The inside line from duel number 1, everybody finishing there, that's what's going to make the inside line. This is going to make the outside line.
Inside, outside, left, right. Everyone low time for this first next week. You always want to start the season off with a bang.
You do. And I'm sorry, Mayor751 said 57 mom in the chat too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone. One watching in Twitch, one watching on YouTube. I appreciate the diversity of watching on 2 different channels. That's pretty cool. You're supporting Horseboat on 2 different channels and supporting your son on 2 different channels. That's pretty dope. Thank you very much for that.
Their son's trying to get a win right here in front of them with mom and dad watching. Maybe the rest of the family's watching from somewhere else in the world, but Joe Stafford doesn't have a lot of help up here. Only, 5 or 6 cars in this lead pack. 2 of them are lapped down. So, you're starting up front right now. If you're Connor, if you're Cameron, if you're Joe, you might be content. I don't think Connor's
I would be.
Connor wants to go out here and win this thing. I know Connor. I've seen him, race. He's like a guy who wants to go out and win as much as he can. So we'll see if he's going to settle for 3rd here, as they're getting within 5 laps to go of duel number 2 here.
Now, I got to tell you, duel number 1, we saw the 17 now of Colby Hogan. He went to the inside early with about around this time. Nobody went with him. He got screwed over, sent to the back. Aiden Donahue tried to block a line. Our Gears Cup Series returning champion got sucked out and never to return. I think he finished in the top 5. So I think anybody who is in duel number 2 right now has learned from duel number 1. You don't want to show your cards too early. Let's get it into the white flag situation, especially for these guys that are up here near the front. You've got a couple guys that are lapped down, playing along. Maybe they play ball with you and become your drafting partner towards the end, Brayton. I don't know what you think about that.
Well, you got 12 seconds if you're one of the top 4 drivers in this lead pack. You got 12 seconds to RP Allen all the way in 5th. So if you wait, until the white flag nap is coming up very soon, and let's you get wrecked and finish in the top 4. That's kind of, I think, how I'm thinking. Unless you got Clayton and Aaron back here in 5th and 6th line of the lead pack, both of them a lap down. They might be trying to kind of slingshot each other, as Eric is all over the back bumper of Cameron Chandler there coming up at turn 2. I thought I was about to turn him. I don't know too much about the Gen 4 cars on our race now that he just bought for this duel race about 10 minutes ago. I don't know how they handle, but you see they are wandering all over the track single file with shades of that 2003 Daytona. Clayton Aries side by side for that 15th position in the lead pack.
I got to tell you, Brayton, we are doing the old school Daytona, which I'm sure you probably gathered when you joined the iRacing lobby. But the bounciness of these Gen 4 cars. This Super Speedway package is not
Oh, battle for 3rd.
Yeah, we got it going on right now. I'll tell you, this Gen 4 package, Super Speedway-wise, I'm not as thrilled about as I am thrilled about the other packages, like at Las Vegas and at Phoenix and all of those tracks. With the horsepower, you're basically playing with torque, and I love that. I think some of these drivers won't understand it until they get into the practices, but I'm looking forward to the weeks ahead of Daytona. Daytona is always interesting. Don't get me wrong, but for the road courses, the mile and a halves, I'm really looking forward to the Gen 4 cars in that.
Yeah, I must have missed the memo that we were going to the Gen 4 this year, because I did not know that. But that's why I didn't pay you the big bucks, Tom. But you saw Cameron Sander try to look at the bottom of Connor Rowe, and 3rd there is going to do it again.
Ooh, he's going.
Of this car in this track. That bottom is pretty bumpy. Cameron hang on as the leader. Michael Drake would drop down to try and give some draft to Cameron. Back up the block, coming out of turn 2.
And the 8-car Chandler is going to have to get back in the line and make another run. Now, Brayton, I know you haven't messed with this car a whole lot, but it's different than the next gen. You have to literally plan out what you're going to do a little bit more precisely than you would the next gen car. You're going to run and you go in the next gen car. This, not so much. You have to plan about a lap and a half ahead of time. Connor Rowe in prime position in the catbird seat, heading to the white flag for duel number 2. Your leader right now is Michael Gregory, but as we have learned in duel number 1, the person leading the lap on the last lap is not usually the winner typically. Sable giving a bump to Connor. Connor going to the inside.
That's going to bring out lap car of Eric Sable with to the bottom. Connor Rowe trying to get the win. We talked about it. He's going to have a shot. He's going to take it side by side for the lead. The last lap off of turn number 2. He'll slide up in the second.
Serpentine, and I don't know if that's the smartest play. Connor Rowe is taking advantage of that shit right now. Trying to go to the inside, but the 8 cars closing that gap. We have 3 wide for first. Going into 3 and 4. Got the 8 car, looks like.
Up high.
Yeah, alone. Cameron Chandler out in 3 and 4. We've got Campbell. The wall he goes. And we've got pure chaos. Everybody crashing. Who's going to get back to the finish line? Looks like it's going to be the 8 Cameron Chandler, your winner of duel number 2 for the Gears Duels.
Gregory coasting across the line second. Connor Rowe backwards to the grass in third. Joe Stafford yet to get across the line. Now he does. Barely hanging on to that 4th spot over John Furness.
Let's back that ass up while they get situated and see that finish, because that was wild.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Don't know what happened there other than everyone trying to fight with some real estate. Saw they were 3 wide going down the backstretch into 3, and well, they were not 3 wide crossing the line, I would tell you that.
Yeah. The balloons got popped early, but not for Cameron Chandler. Cameron Chandler bringing home duel number 2 and your winner for tonight. Wow, I cannot tell you. I did not predict that. You could not put that on my table of options and expect me to pick that. Let's see if we
He
can
was
get...
the last car in that lead pack going into turn 3.
Wow, and instantly the racetrack went to night, so that was pretty cool. All right. So, all right, let's go into the booth now one more time. Again, Brayton Laster in with us, a special treat here tonight. Again, thank you for having us. We'll get you, if you got some questions, I would imagine you're going to want to have an answer for them. But looks like Cameron Chandler is your winner. Michael Gregory, I believe, was in that top 3. Well, let's talk to Cameron Chandler. Let's see if we can get him in the booth here. If my system will let me.
While you're trying,
yeah, go ahead.
I'll see if I can find out. You talked about that one driver leaving. A couple laps left.
Yeah, that would be good to know.
So we're talking to Cameron. I will find that. Yes.
Cameron Chandler, you are the winner of duel number 2 here at Daytona. Cameron, how are you feeling after 40 laps of pure chaos here going into this one?
I don't really know. I don't really know what just happened. I just tried to give my teammate Michael a good push and keep him in position to win the race. And then next thing I knew, I was making contact with car on the inside. Then I slid up to the outside, and we all crashed. I don't really know if that was my fault. I hate we all wrecked there, but I guess it's cool we won.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's cool you won. You're going to be on the front row for the Daytona 250. Again, anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
Thank you to Aiden Donahue for bringing me into this league. I definitely wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Teammates Colby Hogan and Michael Gregory. Thanks to all the admin and everyone who puts on this league. I had fun in my first race, and cool to win.
Well, again, congratulations to you, brother. I know you're going to be on the front row for the Daytona 250. Enjoy that as we go into the work week, and we'll see you here next Monday night for the Daytona 250.
Nope, thank you.
And that was Cameron Chandler. Connor Rowe. Connor, how are you feeling after that one after Daytona?
That was a great race. That was a fun finish right there.
I mean, you can't complain about it too much. A good finish, a good showing. No cautions to speak of until that last lap coming through the tri-oval. Connor, what was going through your mind when all that went down?
Well, shoot, I mean, I think it was Eric Sable, a lap car. I wasn't really trying to go until like into turn 3, but going into turn 1 on the last lap, he gave me just a massive push, and I was either just gonna run over the person in front of me or take it. So I took it, and then on the backstretch, we were just going all in whichever ways, no clue which line to take, and then Eric was giving me a push. I think we were 4 wide coming off 4. And I got a push from behind, pushed me high. We were just bumping off each other. It was crazy finish.
Well, I mean, y'all are going to make this race. Do you have an update for us, Brayton, on who didn't make it? I think it was Floyd, right?
Yeah, Kyle. No, Floyd Stewart is in. He passed Kyle Gray on the last lap after Kyle Gray left early. Floyd Stewart was his own issues, able to pass Kyle Gray on the last lap. Gray was his own DNF there, so left with a couple laps to go, and Floyd is able to get around him.
Wow. So that's crazy to see that all play out. Floyd Stewart makes the show. Kyle Gray does not. That is wild. That is wild. Again, Braden, I know you got a brief preview of the Gen 4 car here at Daytona. Next week, Daytona 250. Got yours truly in the booth alongside Brayton Lasser and Amon Green. Brayton, what is your early impressions of the Gen 4 car right now?
I didn't really see a whole lot of side-by-side action tonight. I don't know if there's a whole lot of side-by-side action throughout the entire night. But I'm excited to see over 40 cars take the green flag next Monday night here and kick off a great season of the Gears Cup Series with the Gen 4 car. I'm really excited to see this, and hopefully I'm in the booth more than just once.
Well, again, I appreciate always when you're available to do it. But again, yeah, Daytona 250 is going to happen next week. Again, duel number 1, determine the inside line. Duel number 2, determine the outside line, and that's what you're going to get. Again, next week is going to be the Daytona 250. Again, Brayton Lasser in the booth alongside former NFL running back Amon Green and currently Packers all-time leading rusher. Yes, I know I'm a Packer fan, and that's the way it is. So you're going to enjoy that. Again, for Brayton Lasser, Connor Rowe that's still in here, and myself wishing you a wonderful work week. And we hope to see you back here next week for the for what is going on here? For the Daytona 250. Again, have a wonderful work week, and we'll see you back then. Be ready to party.